everyone, and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today our mood is fantastic after an epic chess winning streak as we sit down to watch DauT playing as the Magyars in red get ready to take on Mr. Yo playing as the Spanish in blue. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings with llamas and with scouts and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Magyars are a very fast-paced mounted civilization with a few pretty cool features that make them very, very dangerous and hard to deal with in the later stages of the game. To start with, their scouts, their light cav, and their hussars are all 15% cheaper. They get all melee attack upgrades for free, which not only saves them about 1,000 resources, but also the time required to research those upgrades, and I mean all melee, forging, iron casting, blast furnace. If you didn't know, blast furnace takes 1 minute 40 seconds, 100 seconds to research in Imperial. Now, Magyar cavalry archers also train faster, can be upgraded to get extra range and attack, and their unique unit is the Magyar Hussar. This is a light cavalry unit, very similar to, but a little bit stronger than a regular Hussar, except two differences. First, it comes with an attack bonus against siege units and not monks. And number two, it does cost a little bit of gold, although you can upgrade it to cost no gold at all. Now, to help support its horse-based army, Magyar villagers can be much more aggressive out on the map earlier in the game because they have a one-strike policy against, I'm looking on the minimap, these wild animals. Only one strike required to kill them, so you can send out some loomless villagers into the map in the early stages of the game, just as DauT has done here. But I'm looking at the minimap. Honestly, aside from 1-2 jaguars, I don't see any other wild animals. So a useful bonus, but not so much in this particular map. Now, across this big forest, and by the way, we'll take a look at the map in a second. We've got Mr. Yo playing as the Spanish, a paramilitary civilization that loves its gunpowder units. Spanish gunpowder units fire 18% faster, and their unique unit is the Conquistador, or Conch. If you want to be all Age of Empires cool and hip with it, this is a heavy-hitting, less accurate mounted hand cannoneer. Oh my goodness, that comes with a lot of good HP, but less range than a hand cannoneer. Sorry there, I stuttered. I thought the game glitched out for a second, but I realized maybe my brain kind of glitched out there for a second. In any event, in order to help you defend your costly gunpowder units, the Spanish can train missionaries, which are basically mounted monks with less range and ones that can't really pick up relics. Now, the Spanish can also upgrade these missionaries and their monks to convert enemy units faster, and they can upgrade their missionaries to have a small +1 boost to their range. Now, to support their military endeavors out on the map, Spanish villagers construct buildings faster, their blacksmith upgrades cost no gold, and they get 20 gold for every technology that's researched. So we'll keep an eye out on the top right of our screen, maybe even the bottom left of our screen, and when Mr. Yo researches Loom, you'll see his gold to the top right will go down from 100 to 50, and then when Loom completes, it'll go up to 70, which is a pretty cool little rebate that you get back from the government, I guess, of Age of Empires. In any event, my favorite part about the Spanish, why did I call them a paramilitary civilization? Because their villagers, these beautiful units here, can be upgraded to get 40 extra HP, +2 armor, and a +6 attack boost, which makes them pretty damn strong against certain units, and when combined with the sappers upgrades, makes them pretty damn strong against structures. They can take down buildings, castles, towers, even walls in the later stages of the game. And here we go. Mr. Yo researching Loom takes 25 seconds, the same amount of time it takes to train a villager. Take a look at the top right of your screen. He's got 50 gold, but in 2 seconds, that's going to jump up to 70. There he goes. Pretty cool feature of the Spanish, an already incredibly powerful civilization, made a little bit more powerful by getting a little bit of extra gold in the earlier stages of the game. Never hurt. And let's take a look at the map. We are in Atacama. If you noticed, very arid, very desert based map, not a lot of resources, forests, very sparse. Desertification has hit this map very hard. Lots of stone nearby for both bases, and a bit of gold for both bases as well. The usual 3 patches to the back for DauT, to the front for Mr. Yo, but more importantly, in the center, aside from lacking water, we've got a bit of an oasis situation here with a very lush tropical number of trees. What are these, by the way? Palm trees. Okay. Beautiful palm trees in the center of the map. So the majority of wood is in the center, which is usually where the players start fighting over this scarce resource once their nearby forests become expended. Although it looks like both players not even going for any of the nearby forests, opting instead to go straight for the juicy wood lines in the center. Both players very similar thinking, heading up. Wow, literally split seconds apart, with both of them sending forward militias, but our Spaniard with the extra gold, adding an extra militiaman, does get the first kill of the game as DauT's militia lies dead on the street. A second lies dead now, 2 kills to none, and Mr. Yo is pushing in here. DauT walling this off, but okay. Mr. Yo says, LOL, you thought I was going to get aggressive. Nuh-uh. I'm just making sure you don't get aggressive so that I can wall, because you are not going to delete this barracks anytime soon. So I want to make sure your path of attack here is at least partially blocked, although anything coming out of this barracks can obviously just come out of the north side of the barracks. And look at this. DauT doesn't want to lose control of this wood line, knows who he's playing against, immediately puts up a tower. And now Mr. Yo, his militias have survived. They are now men at arms. Stats a little bit better than a militia, definitely better than a spearman as he moves forward. These villagers look a little lost. What are they doing? Where are they going? What's the point? One of them is almost dead. Oh, he's building a tower. That's the point. I honestly didn't think he was going to build a tower right here. Although with a bit of palisade help, he is now safe from these scouts. DauT's tower attacking the house. Can he reach? I think he can reach this tower. I wonder why he's not attacking this tower. Instead decides to plop down a second tower of his. Looks like DauT, 4 villagers on stone, is happy to engage into a tower war. I mean, this is DauT. He's usually the one who enjoys putting on the aggression against his opponents. So he is no stranger to a tower rush, a castle rush, or a rush of any kind, I don't think. Mr. Yo, 4 idle villagers inside the tower. A 5th somewhere is idle. So even though both players have similar / identical villager counts, they both have 4 or 5 idle villagers, their army circling to the north. But the thing with Atacama, you can just pivot to another source of wood. I mean, it sucks to spend 100 wood to build another lumber camp. This is not exactly Armenian / Georgian donkey cart games, although that will be super fun to watch. I'm pretty damn excited. I think the 2 new civilizations are going to add an interesting dynamic to the game. A lot of people think they're going to be very OP. Let me know in the comments what you think, whether you agree, disagree. I am just very curious to see how the introduction of the donkey cart will change the meta of the game. Now, full disclosure, to be honest, the thing, because I'm a big man child, the thing I'm most interested about with the donkey cart is what sound will it make when you click the unit. I mean, scouts generally not making the most crazy of sound. A bit of a whinny and a horse sound. What sound will the donkey cart make? How big of a ee-ah will it make when you click the unit? I wonder. Why is he not targeting down these scouts? Because he's already got spearmen on the way. Why the hell did that one villager pop out of the tower? Or was he evicted? Oh, he was evicted. It hit the 20% mark. Blue scouting. He wants those relics. We know exactly why Mr. Yo is scouting. He loves to collect those relics. DauT setting forth his 15% cheaper 68 food instead of 80 Magyar scout cavalry units forward. 5 army supply to 4, but look at the villager count. 33 to 28. Our Spaniard very quickly walls himself in here. To the north, he's walled off. So fantastic wall off here for Mr. Yo. To the south, completely open. Even though these forests create a very interesting opportunity to wall this off without too much wood. Palisade's not exactly super expensive, but villager idle time more important. And we did look at the resources of the players. I think where they were located, we saw that our Magyar has his gold safe in the back. Our Spaniard, it's a bit exposed to the front, although 1 villager mining gold at the moment. We'll see what he decides to do. Not really under any kind of threat or attack. Has cleaned up the tower here, has DauT. And now he's going to clean up this house. Now, I'm really curious as to why Mr. Yo built this house. Was he trying to block? Was he trying to just keep the villagers, you know, idle hands or the devil's playground sort of thing so that they'll build something? Oh, a love tap. And the kill count here very much in favor of our Magyar, who killed 4 villagers, all of them from this tower over here. But he is being zoned out by a few Spanish spearmen. As he circles, has he explored this area before? No, he has not. Okay, so he's doing some exploration, getting his score up a little bit. Is our red Magyar. More and more units flowing across the map. Let's take a look at how much of the map the players have actually seen and how many relics. 1 relic, 2 relic, 3 relic for the Magyar. Mr. Yo, oh, Mr. Yo's scouting is not great this game. He's seen the same 3 relics in the Bermuda Triangle position here. Everything that enters this area dies, mysteriously disappears. House still under attack. Players still circling each other, building up their economies. Both players banking a good amount of resources. It does look like our Spaniard, number 1, can buy the resources to go up to Castle Age, but number 2 is closer. Does have the market here. So he is closer to going up to Castle Age. He's got, we see the blacksmith in the market right in front of our very eyes. I wonder why he's not just buying 100 food and clicking up. Although I guess maybe he sees he's not under any kind of pressure. Oh, no, never mind. There you go. Buys 100 food and goes up. Beautifully placed farms. Villagers run away very much. I don't think DauT is expecting to get any villager kills here. I think more he wants to just idle these villagers for a little bit, if he can, every single time. Because it all incremental in Age of Empires. If you can stall your opponent, if you can get them distracted for even a few seconds here, there, everywhere, then it all adds up. And this is, again, not really meant. That's why he's attacking and running away. He's not really intending on killing these villagers. If he can get one, don't get me wrong, he will. If, oh, there you go. If he can get one, he will. But I don't think this is really intended. At least not to push into the town center. Both players heading up to castle. Bloodlines for our Magyar. So we know what our Magyar wants to do. He is definitely going horse-based army, whereas Mr. Yo, 4 villagers on stone, 615 stone. We know what our Spaniard wants to do. Spanish, much like the Portuguese, a civilization. If you can avoid, if you can stop them from getting to Castle Age, do your darndest. 2 scouts lie dead. So DauT's scouts are overstaying their welcome a little bit, and now they're walled in. Oh, maybe not. No, now they are. Although it looks like a gap between the house and the gate. We'll see how long they stick around for. Not a lot of action in the center of the map, as DauT wants a few eyeballs to see what is going on, when the attack is coming, where it's coming from, but not exactly an Ethiopian outpost. So the vision is not that great. And Mysterio's going knights. Out of how many stables? Just the 1 stable. 1 knight. Husbandry already has bloodlines. And you'll see once husbandry completes, he will add another 20 gold to his stockpile. And there's that Spanish castle. DauT, what are you going to do? Show us what you're going to do. For now, has busted in here. Wall-off's fantastic in the earlier stages of the game, but then as your economy grows, as you get more and more villagers, just becomes so much harder to micro individual villagers when you've got 40 to 80 to 60 to whatever. It's much, much harder at this stage of the game. So good that he had a knight here to help defend. I mean, even if he didn't, he'd have this castle, and now DauT's eyeballs are slowly being poked away. He has 2 outposts to the north. 2 to the center, 1 already down, and he's going for a second town center. Beautiful location, by the way. 2 very narrow avenues of attack that he can easily wall off or easily defend against. Mr. Yo likes the idea, takes it for himself. And this is just, I mean, these guys have outlived their usefulness at this point. No, he's not upgrading to light cab. There's 1 spearman just chasing them. There's 1 here to the north. Let's see if they can sandwich. This is hilarious. There's a lot of remaining feudal age activity. These 2 scouts, this house, which is now being attacked by a knight. But the conquistadors are here. They pack a wallop with a 16 attack, so the knights have to back away. 2 more scouts enter stage left. Did he wall this off, by the way? Yeah, it looks like there's a palisade there in the bottom left. And it looks like these scouts have finally been killed. Mr. Yo's base is now 100% secure. DauT, though, going up to a 3rd town center. And he's being attacked here the night. No kills yet. Does manage to get 1 villager, but man, look at the amount of damage this night. And he's going to die. Is taking from these static defensive structures. Yeah, of course, he dies as the conquistadors start cutting the knights of his opponent. Looks like they got 1, 2 already. A 3rd kill somewhere. He's got so many lumberjacks. They're starting to clump up against each other now. A 4th kill. And this is exactly why you do not want the Spanish to reach Castle Age. Once this unit comes out, man, is it annoying to deal with. And Monsieur is going full on Conquistador. Adds in a monk, probably to heal, probably to zone out a knight or 2 if his opponent goes heavy on the knight count. Oh, man. Bye-bye, monk, says Mr. Yo. Caught him out. And now he's going straight for the villagers. What's the armor like? What are the upgrades like on these conquistadors? Just +2 armor. So pierce armor, not the greatest, but you know what? Anything that's not a base of a 0, not terrible at all. Mr. Yo now pivots south, but there's a bit of a welcoming committee here already. Not that it can do much. 3 knights. What are your upgrades? +2, +1 against these conquistadors. 11 conks being built, and now DauT places his castle very undoubtedly, if I can say it like that. And no, the villagers. Where's Mr. Yo's monk, by the way? Is that what the blue dot is? No. Is he on relic duty? I thought he was definitely going to come here and at least try to heal these conquistadors up so they can do a bunch of hit and runs. Where is his monk? Okay, it is moving this way. It looks like it's going after the relic. Yeah, okay. So Mr. Yo is starting to collect relics, as he does, and now he is pushing in with a very aggressive castle. DauT says, I like that idea. Let me put down my own castle, and I've got about 3 times the villagers here. 21 villagers to 8. Conquistadors are absolutely going to wreck these knights. Maybe 1 will get converted, but not the end of the world, and Mr. Yo backs away. He realizes those knights sacrificed their life to give time. This is like the end of Lord of the Rings when they charge into Mordor just to distract and give time for Frodo. And I guess in this example, Frodo is not a hobbit. He's a group of 11 conquistadors. Mr. Yo now getting vision to the north. Both players seeing each other with their outpost. And yeah, look at this massive amount of line of sight. I love outposts. I find that they're very, very underused in pro games, outposts. They cost very little. I mean, I get it that stone is an incredibly rare resource in this game. I get it. But outposts should always be a part of the menu. Ooh, this is exactly why all of a sudden you've got a bunch of villagers here to the north that are coming in to drop. Not that he need an outpost. I'm kind of disproving my own point because he's already he sees this with the line of sight of every other structure. Oh yeah, this is music to my ears, the tinkle tinkle of one spearman as he takes on the powerful outpost. Our Spaniard is here. He's bringing siege. DauT is starting to get wedged in here. His base is starting to get cut in half, even though he's got a castle here. The Roman Empire has a western portion, has an eastern portion. We'll see what our Magyar decides to do as, okay, at least, you know what? He got one of the conquistadors. I'm surprised he can't get this one whose horse's ass is outside of the radius. And that is a real sour thing there. Let's see the villager massacre that's definitely going to follow after this. Oh, they're repairing the tower with the last dying breaths. They're trying to keep the conquistadors here. I mean, DauT for the second time trying to keep his opponent's army here so that it can take damage, this time from skirmishers. A monk shows up. He's gonna die, but will he get a convert? No, he will not. Tinkle tinkle, a brother in arms joins, and now 2 spearmen are attacking. Battering rams are out. Town center to the north is under attack, but the town center to the center, the south, fully operational, and now he is thiefing the gold of his opponent, is Mr. Yo. And DauT, no real answer to these conquistadors. He's got basic skirmishers, 20 seconds away from elite. But then this guy comes out, and all of a sudden your skirmishers mean nothing. Plus, skirmishers, technically on paper, do counter conquistadors, but you need numbers. Their HP of 35 is so flimsy. You need numbers. Oh god, what you don't need is to enter. Oh, he turned around at the absolute worst moment he could have, and he loses the majority of his skirmishers there. Now he's getting ballistics as well. So these conquistadors are doing a fantastic job. 26 kills, 14 villagers. Oh, make that 15 as this villager risked her life. Let's see what else is happening out on the map. Another band of conquistadors to the south zoned out, it looks like, by some skirmishers after getting, it looks like, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 villager kills and a lost brother here. Oh god, now the conquistador is going to have a time of his life. Maybe not, as these skirmishers, I mean, if their javelins actually hit. Looked like a couple of them missed. Another town center. He's going up to 5 town centers. Where are our favorite spearmen of the game? Here they are. Managed to take down 1 outpost, now attacking the second. And all of a sudden, Mr. Yo's conquistador count, it's still high, but it's not concentrated. The death ball doesn't exist anymore. It is just small clumps of conquistadors. And look at this. Oh, he's stopping. He's doing the worst thing possible, and he's going to lose the last one too. That is very sour. But does he care? Does he care? I'm going to zoom in, zoom out. A third Spanish castle inserts itself. Tries to take down another town center, will likely succeed, especially with 2 catapults. Oh my god, catapults, mangonels to support. And Mr. Yo is heading up to Imperial. DauT, did you click up somewhere? You've got 3 food. Is it queuing up in one of these town centers? Your Imperial? It's gotta be, right? No, he's just out of food. 90 villagers to 95, army supplies identical. But our Magyar is out of food. He's literally got 0 food. Oh, goodness gracious. Spearmen to the right. Battering ram to the left. Skirmishers think they can take on a castle. One of them learns a very, very hard way that you cannot. And in come the conquistadors. But look at this. This is a ghost town. Potemkin village here has been built by our Magyar. This looks like a town. Lush farms, a lot of flowers, pretty structures, but there's nobody here. Will Mr. Yo notice that there's some skirmishers heading his way? He doesn't see them yet. They're still in the fog of war, and now he's expanding with 2 town centers. DauT sees it all, by the way, with his outposts, his villagers. I mean, DauT doing a fantastic job here, keeping up with the villager count, and his army is not terrible compared to what Mr. Yo is building, but I mean, again, look at this. He's just lost control of his primary gold. His farmland is gone, and with that farmland goes the stone as well. And he's fighting onagers, and he's just, oh, the movement is not ideal here. And he, oh, why are you retreating just a little more? Okay. Okay. Mr. Yo just zoning this army out. I mean, this is just absolute fantastic play out of him. He is now in Imperial. Supremacy. Get ready to see villagers with 80 HP, a 9 attack, and what? 4 pierce armor? Man, that's going to be fun to watch. I'm going to hold onto this villager at the bottom of our screen in 12 seconds. I want to see the stats jump up. It's so much fun. So much fun to see it in Ring. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 40 becomes 80. 9 attack, 4 pierce, 3 melee armor. And now these Spanish villagers can attack into the castle. I mean, look at her. 3 castle volleys needed to kill a single villager. Look at their attack bonuses now. Building 18, stone defense 21, Hussite wagon 6 thanks to the latest patch. And oh my god, look how quickly the castle is falling to Spanish supremacy villagers. Absolutely epic, but he doesn't need that castle. Oh yeah, this is gonna go well for red. Attacking a ram with skirmishers. Anyway, let's see who gets this. Will the villagers who are attacking it get it? Will the villagers who are repairing it get it? Magyar hussars are out. +2/+1 attack on them. DauT broke as a joke, loses his castle. Wow, supremacy for the win, but there's a bunch of villagers here now just milling about. You've got to control them. They're not army. They're not going to attack the next target. You actually actively control them, which means they're going to kind of hang around here for a little bit. But with 4 pierce armor, man, can they take on skirmishers that attack on a 5? 80 skirmishers needed to kill 1 Spanish villager. They attack on a 5. The villagers got 4 pierce armor, 1 damage per volley with 80 HP. You do the math. That is just absolutely bonkers. And our Spaniard just steamrolls over the Magyar base. I thought he was going to cut down the center. That's why I pointed out this one castle here was cutting up the Magyar Empire into east and west. DauT, instead of defending at home, chose to place a big fat castle right here in the middle of the wood line. And he dies with more wood than his opponent, but dies nonetheless. Relic count 3-0. What a absolute fun matchup between these two. I'm interested as to why DauT didn't build more light cavalry units. I mean, against Conquistador is obviously not great, but there's a lot of villagers here to raid, and Mysterio's base is not exactly walled off properly. At least not the parts of it here in the middle of the map. Neither player really walling off their bases. And DauT did a fantastic job, by the way, pivoting south to get this extra gold here and at the top of the screen, but lost control of the primary gold, lost control of the stone as well, and lost control of all of these farms. And that's why his food count went down to 0 for a little bit. He just had to relocate all those villagers, all those farmers to go somewhere else. And now he's even taking the wood close to here instead of in the center. What's interesting, one last thing before we take a look at the stats, Mysterio, no trebuchets. He hit Imperial a little while ago, did our Spaniard, and yet no trebs. He wanted to get up close and personal, like that scene in the Dark Knight where the Joker is telling Batman, you know why I use a knife? That's what Mr. Yo, he was using a knife, a battering ram here. Only 6 conquistadors left. DauT did an amazing job whittling down the army count of his opponent. Look at that, 8-25. But at the end of the day, with 108 villagers, how many were idle right before he died? 16. Ooh, so he's actually really 92 productive villagers to over 100 productive villagers. And he just lost control of his base way too much. And then he lost control of this castle. He must have seen that these villagers are supremacy villagers. And man, oh man, he's got 224 stone, not even enough to help defend against the swarm of villagers moving forward here. 52 skirmishers, 26 conquistadors. This really should be villagers. This really should be these blue villagers down here. What an absolute boss unit with that supremacy upgrade. Peak APM at the beginning of the game, peak APM right at the beginning of the game for Mr. Yo. Both players playing a bit of a relaxed game. Can't imagine conversions. No conversions at all. I mean, look at this. Buildings lost. 26 buildings lost to 2. Economy, yeah, not that different. About 10% different. Ignoring the relics, basically 10%. But let's take a closer look, because look at this. Wow, double the gold count for a Spaniard, an extra castle's worth of stone, a little bit more food, and a lot less wood. So our Magyar, again, died a very wood-rich man. But ultimately, with those supremacy villagers, man, and they're just, I mean, look at them. He's attacking the town center to the south. He's attacking Magyar Hussars. He's ballsy enough to attack Magyar Hussars. And you know these villagers are going to pivot somewhere else once they're done. And he can just keep producing and producing and producing. And DauT, firmly stuck in Castle Age, knows that any moment a Treb can pop out. Any moment the hardest, most destructive unit in the game will pop out of these castles. And then it's basically GG. So he sees a few steps ahead. He lives to fight another day. Kill count, not the greatest, but man, an exciting game of positioning and an exciting game of movement out of these conquistadors, out of these skirmishers, which on the whole, not a terrible job with the skirmishers, even with the presence of mangonels. And look, he got all of the mangonels of our Magyar. Now, I don't know if he got all of them with the skirmishers. My memory is like a goldfish. I don't remember what I ate for breakfast today, but all the mangonels are gone, which is amazing. And DauT's army is 3 times bigger than his opponent. But again, you lost how many structures? Again, memory of a goldfish. 26 structures to 2. And it's not structures like a house. I mean, although plenty of houses were lost too. It is critical infrastructure here. Towers. A town center is about to die. A castle to villagers. And man, what a fun game, using those amazingly crazy villagers, using the mobility, the hard-hitting power of the conquistadors, but more importantly, using these castles. Mr. Yo takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.